Hi everyone, it's Angie, and today we're going on a really cool adventure. We're going to visit two historic private homes that have been turned into state parks. So one is in Hudson, New York, and the other is in Rhinebeck. So I think we're going to get a little European experience today. I'm hoping for that. We'll feel like we're in a foreign country. All right, so join us for this adventure. I love this part. The clouds are really pretty too. So this is called Olana State Historic Site. It's the home of Frederick Church and his wife Isabel. So we can, obviously their home, you can tour their home, which there is a small fee to do that. But you can visit the site and walk the trails for free. So that's why this is on one of my free things to do in the Hudson Valley. So we're just driving up to the main parking now. I'm excited to see it. Oh, I see the tip right there. The tip of the house. There's quite a bit of people here. I saw the tip. Okay, we've made it. We're getting all the things on our checklist. Our masks, our disinfectant, our bug spray. Gosh, I feel like I'm going camping. So many things just to visit a building. Anyway, we are here at the historic site, and we're going to be walking up to the main house just shortly. You always walk 10 feet in front of me. I can't keep up. Oh, look at the quaint benches. Made out of wood, trees. Oh, and here's part of the house. Wait, I'm gonna just turn the camera around. Okay. Get a better view of it once we make the turn. This home has a bell tower. Incredible view. So, on Wikipedia, it said that Frederick Church and his wife decorated this home from the many travels that they have done. You can
It looks like it has a heavy Arab influence.
Yeah, it does.
Or Moroccan.
Budapest, they traveled to Budapest.
Oh, okay.
And they took several of the ideas. He did all the stenciling.
Wow.
Which I think is up there. Him and his architect worked together. Now, the inside of the house is definitely pretty much the same from when they first built it. Really pretty. Have to find an angle where we can get right straight on to take a picture.
Okay, friends, this is the Olana State Historic Site view from the front porch looking out over the Hudson Valley. Just take a gander at this joy. And then as we pan around, here's the view from the house.
So Frederick and his wife sketched this house in 1845 and worked with their architect, Thomas Cole. And Frederick Church was known to be a famous painter, and he also had dabbled in architecture, landscaping. He really was a man of many talents. And he managed to design this home with his wife and the architect, and combined a lot of their travels to Europe, a little bit of Italian influence, Budapest, and he managed to make it look really pretty. So there are 126 acres on this estate, and it became a historical landmark in 1965. I'm going to go ahead and link the website, so if you wanted to read more about this wonderful home at the site and find out, as well as take a look at some of the pictures on the inside of how it looks, because we're not able to go inside today. But I will link that below in the notes.
And now we're going to head toward the carriage house. This is the north side of the house. Just look at the work that went into this. What we're looking at now is the original carriage house, which was then converted into Mr. Frederick Church's studio. And then, of course, next to it is where you would exit through the gift shop.
Ooh, I wish that was open.
Gift shop at the moment is not open, but we will get you as close a view as possible. Enjoy. This was a reproduction of a painting done by Frederick Church in 1871. Now, what we'd like you to notice is as you look down the river from Olana today, remarkably little, aside from the trees, has changed since Frederick Church painted this panoramic winter scene. A viewer in the 1870s had observed, here culminate the glories of the Hudson. Over 2 million visitors have been inspired by this view since Olana opened to the public in 1967. We are fortunate that as the valley developed, this wonderful vista was not significantly altered. It is important to protect the lands beyond Olana's immediate boundaries so that future generations will be able to enjoy the dramatic natural scenes that are revealed to visitors as they move through the landscape. Preserving the Olana Viewshed is a New York State priority open space protection project. The Scenic Hudson Land Trust, the Columbia Land Conservancy, and the Olana Partnership are supporting a program to protect the viewshed from incompatible development. This is another shot of the north side of the house, standing probably, I would guesstimate, about 150 feet back, give or so. But this gives you hopefully an idea of the scale of this place and the majesty.
And here's a little plaque dedicated to Frederick and his wife. Truly talented man. I just love all these little benches made out of trees and wood. They're scattered about the property. Once Daryl gets out of the restroom, we will go over to the garden section and take a look at some of the gardens.
This is just tiptoeing through the tulips, even though I know that most of these are not tulip plants. There are some. But we're just doing this to show you the gardens here and the enjoyment that can be had.
Daryl, do you feel like you're in Europe?
No.
No? I thought maybe this kind of little castle would give us a European type feel.
No, the only time I feel like I'm in Europe is when I'm actually in Europe. But that's just me.
These are pretty. Look at these. Aren't those pretty? These are really pretty. A lot of things in bud. They're getting ready to bloom. These two.
There's about to be a veritable color explosion happen on this little path in a little bit. This is the gate, so we're now going to be exiting.
That's
This
nice.
south-facing view, this is standing down the hill from the house. And if you were looking back up at the house, now obviously if you look at those different balconies that are up there, you can imagine yourself standing on those balconies looking out over the Hudson River, whether it's iced over in the wintertime or in the spring right now.
With a cappuccino.
Well, there you go. They just got to complement that European feel.
Guess that's the lake that's on the property. So we are now at our second location at the Wilderstein Estate, which is basically in Rhinebeck. So we're getting ready to walk up to the main house.
This is the north side of the house, just so you get a perspective. This is the house from the east side, I believe. And this is the front porch area, which we're going to walk up to.
And it has a view. Oh, look at the view.
Just imagine 100 years ago, you're in your horseless carriage and you come up to this location
Horses.
and the people step out and They walk out onto the porch and they greet you to come in and have a fine meal with them. And then after that fine meal, you come back out onto this porch as we step up. You step out onto the porch, looking at this beautiful ceiling that they've done, and this nice tree, and then a beautiful view of the Hudson River. What more can you ask for? Just look at this.
Wow.
This, I believe, is the south-facing view of this lovely home. There's the porch that we were just on and walking around, and there's a portion of the rotundra that Angie was talking about. And then if you notice that beautiful, what is that, 1, 2, at least 3, 4 stories tall. And it's above the tree line. So imagine the view that a person could have of the Hudson Valley from that point. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
So this home was also privately owned by Thomas Suckley and his wife Catherine. And they bought this home. It was designed in 1852, an Italianate country home, and was remodeled and enlarged in 1888 by the couple's son, Robert.
Well, Robert did a nice job.
Beautiful. It really looks nice.
You have to thank him for that.
So obviously this home is part of the Historical Society as well here in Rhinebeck. And I will link all the descriptions below. So if you want to read up some more about it, you're free to do so. Some pictures of the beautiful landscaping here. So this Wilderstein estate, they named it Wilderstein because it actually means wild man's stone, which I don't know why they named it after that, but it's interesting.
This is the west-facing side of the house. Take a gander at this beauty.
You, but I do feel like I'm in Europe with that little terrapin up there. It's so pretty.
What you're seeing through the trees here is the ice house. Now, during the winter, blocks of ice were cut from the mighty Hudson River and Morton's Pond. The ice was stored both above and underground in the ice house that you're looking at. The underground ice was in reserve for the summer. This was the first building constructed on the property and was filled with ice for the very first time in January of 1853. And look at the convenience that we have now. We walk over to our refrigerator, we put our glass under a dispenser, and it just falls out. Imagine going down to the river in the wintertime, cutting out blocks of ice, and then hauling them up to this point just so you could have a refreshing glass of tea in the summer. What a thought. What we're looking at now is the south-facing back side of the carriage house that was on the Wilderstein estate. Now, this carriage house is designed in the Queen Anne style by Poughkeepsie architect Arnout Cannon. The first story of the carriage house is constructed of brick ornamented with bands of rusticated brownstone, and you can see some of that on the corner here. Above it rises the single-clad second story enhanced with decorated gables. A large onion-shaped dome, which you see at the top, is part of the ventilative system for this massive roof to get the heat out of the building in the summers. The first floor was designed with horses, with stables, a tack room, and a washroom. On the second floor was a hayloft and a space to store sleighs in the summer and carriages in the winter. After the invention of the automobile, the Suckley family used the carriage house primarily as a garage for their many motorized vehicles. This is a very large carriage house. Those doors appear to be at least 12 feet in height. I may be off a little bit, but they're just when you go up to them, they're really big doors. So you can imagine the carriages coming in and out of this, the sleighs, and then later when the automobile was invented, this, as noted, this is where they were parking. So all I can say about that is, wow.
It'll be nice when it's all restored. Well, there you have it, friends. Our trip today to the historic sites of the Hudson Valley. Please, what do you think? Did you feel like you were in Europe a little bit? I did. Comment below if you have an imagination. Not like Daryl who says, no, I'm not in Europe. But anyway, comment below and let us know if you felt for just a moment like you were in Europe. And please like and subscribe to our channel. We're new, as you can tell, but we need all the help we can get. So until next time, thank you.